Hi everyone, my name's Aimée Rose Rieker Aranda, and I'm originally from Washington DC and the United States. I have I lived in Washington until all the way up through the beginning of my undergraduate degree. When I was quite young, my mother's position at the Library of Congress was one in which she works with all the foreign fellows that come to the Library of Congress, and therefore she did quite a bit of travel when I was young. So we traveled quite a lot all over, primarily within Europe and the US, but also a number of times to a few Asian countries as well. So I've been very fortunate in having the opportunity to travel quite a bit when I was young and throughout my life. My mother is from the Illinois area, and she's of Irish, German, French heritage, and my father is from Nicaragua. He's from Managua, Nicaragua, and is fluent both in Spanish and English, and so I have a relatively good grasp of the English language, and as well as some Spanish as well. I really love and enjoy languages. I've kind of dipped my toe into a couple other things. Like, I'm also very interested in becoming more fluent in French as well as German. I think it'd be really lovely to have a number of languages that I can speak and explore, just because I find that so interesting, and I find that also, like, gives you the opportunity when you do travel to experience a culture on another level. If you have the language, you can kind of you can experience other facets of it that you wouldn't be able to, and I think that's very interesting. So that's something I'm definitely interested in exploring further. I've lived in San Francisco for the past 5 years, and I was studying sculpture. So my undergraduate degree was in fine arts in sculpture. So I have a BFA from the San Francisco Art Institute. After graduating from SFAI, I have had several positions while living in San Francisco that were in the fashion industry. The kind of culmination of my work at SFAI was I was creating a lot of sort of wearable sculpture pieces. So it had this fashion element, it had this performative element that I was really interested in. And then after school, beginning to work in the industry, I got to see having had the creative side, now more of the business side, and seeing how those two kind of come together and where they sort of like butt heads, and just sort of seeing that other portion of the industry, and seeing both the internal workings of kind of like front end of business, like customer facing, as well as getting to learn quite a bit about the production side also. So that sort of leads me into my desire to look at sustainable development and my interest in the SIT program. I was told about the program by one of the SIT alums from the most recent cohort that graduated in Vermont, and she was incredibly excited about it. As someone I've known almost my whole life, and she was really, really, really excited about it, and just kept telling me she felt like it would be a really, really good fit for me personally, and I went up there and I visited her and went to one of the open houses, and it was so incredibly informative and just felt like a really good fit when they did one of the sample classes. That was one of the big things for me, just kind of getting the sense of the connection that's created between the students and like among the students in their cohort and the students and their professors. And so that was really wonderful, and I was really excited to experience that. So kind of taking my interest in fashion and experience in the industry and kind of the creative aspect of it as well, because I know that it can be both, from having seen both ends, I feel like it can be just as destructive and wasteful as it can be creative and stimulating and just a really incredible place to explore and to share ideas and bits of culture as well, because I also feel very strongly that fashion, clothing can be a very direct expression. It's like a wearable visual language and a way of communicating, and that can be done in some really incredible ways if it's done like mindfully and done in a way that reduces waste and the negative impacts of the industry. So I'm definitely looking forward to learning as much as possible about sustainable development and practices in general, and the way those are being used in a whole manner of different situations, and also seeing like how those can apply very directly to the garment industry and the fashion industry on the whole. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to working with all of you guys and to getting to know you all better and just sharing and experiencing all of this together. So, yay! Thank you!